Do you know, I have a friendly relationship with quite a lot of my competitors, and I'll explain why that's important in a moment. Now, I've done a series of videos in the past on extracting 8mm tapes from broken camcorders that won't eject the tape themselves. And in this case, I've been sent a miniDV camcorder which has a tape stuck in it because the camcorder has failed. So my job in this case is to get the tape out, as with the others, with little to no damage to either tape or camcorder, and then to digitize the tape. But this is not a job for me, really. This tape and camcorder has been sent to me by one of my competitors who had originally been sent this as part of a bigger job, and they couldn't get the tape out of the camcorder. So here it is. It's a Panasonic, and we have the power supply, but it doesn't run, so we can't eject the tape. Let's get stuck in. Right, so this is what we're working with. It's a Panasonic NV-EX3, clearly a fairly early model miniDV camcorder, and we have the mains adapter here. It plugs in with like one of these battery substitute things, which I'm not that keen on. I prefer a proper connector, power connector. So let's see what happens when we switch it on. Okay, so the power supply is coming on. We're getting this awful noise out of here. Okay, we can stop it like that. F03, I think that's an error message. Oh look, there's a screw missing already. Somebody's already had a go at this. Any more screws missing? Just the one. So it looks like somebody might have maybe tried to take it apart and given up. When they took one screw out, found it doesn't come apart as easily as they'd hoped. That's clearly not going to come back from that position. So we're going to have to take all the cabinet work off probably and see what we can see. This may not be the easiest repair. Well, I'm not aiming to repair this. I'm aiming to get the tape out with minimal damage. Right, we use a Phillips PH00 screwdriver. Seems to be the best fit for these, though there could well be JIS screws. It's going to be one of these cameras, I think, where every screw is a different size. And also one where you take a million screws out and absolutely nothing comes apart. I'm starting to regret my life choices right now. This is not going well. I've only just realised that that opens there. So let's just try that, powering it again. I'm sure nothing will change. No, okay. So we can get this lid off at this point. No. Can I nudge these gears? No, they're real drive gears, I think. Oh, that's relevant. I nudged that one, that black one there, and it changed the tone of the motor. So that's somehow connected to what we're struggling with. Ooh. It is bringing it out, bringing the motor out, bringing the carriage out. Aha! I think it's trying to drive in and we want out. Stop it for a minute. Trouble is I can't get to that gear anymore now, or barely. We're a lot closer. You know, it says do not push here. It feels like somebody's pushed there. It's trying to drive in, it's trying to lace, and we want the opposite of that. You know, if I can turn it far enough clockwise, it will eject, but the trouble is, as this comes out, it gets in my own way. So we can get the cassette to this level, but I think it's supposed to slide further out. But I can't get access to the gear terribly much now to turn it any further. But I have to. And it's fighting me, but nonetheless I seem to have more success turning it. Is that as far out as it comes? I'm wondering if I can find the eject locking mechanism here and override it, or just get it to now open the top. It's going to be one of these levers. I think this lever is locking it shut here. If I pull that lever back, there we go. A little bit of progress. A little bit further. But okay. Now there's going to be tape slack. Good. So we've not mangled the thing up. It should all go back together and look like a camcorder, but it's clearly not going to work again. And we're not interested in repairing this old sheddy thing. We just wanted to get the tape out with the minimum damage, which we have definitely done. Little crease there, but that's quite slight. Okay. If I power it up now, yes, it's going to carry on trying to do whatever it's going to try and do. And it's trying to lace up. It's lacing up with no tape in there. It's all over the place. It'd be nice if I could close the door on it again. Now, I've not bent anything, so it should be possible. Okay. So that can all go back together without the screw that was missing from there. And I'd carefully place the screws out here so I can put them back in the same places. That was my goal, remember, to do as little damage as possible. And I've done no damage. It's still as broken as it was. Okay, I can now return that and run this to a lossless DV AVI file. Great, we've got the tape out and I can digitize that now. The camcorder probably is never going to work again. I suspect there's a plastic gear that drives that metal gear we were looking at, and I expect it's been shredded and it would be impossible to source and extremely difficult to replace anyway, and there could be other faults as well. So at least I can hand it back in cosmetically good condition. I have a playlist of getting tapes out of camcorders to digitize them, so have a look at that now. And in the meantime, I'll do plenty more content on audio and video technology in the near future. Bye for now. Okay, I have now digitized that tape. It's actually an hour and a half long because it's recorded in long play, which is never a good idea with miniDV because it can reduce compatibility, and sometimes it can be hard to get a player that matches precisely the original recording and will play a long play tape flawlessly. However, we were lucky in this case. I was able to play this on a Sony camcorder, and it played out to a lossless DV AVI file, which includes the original time and date information, so that with suitable software you can split recordings by date, for example. And also I generated a small MPEG or smaller MPEG-4 file for use with playback on TVs and various other devices. So it's worked out really well in the end, but it was quite a tricky job.